Now let's turn to point number 4, immigration. Here's what it says. Nations have borders. We should give that a try. President Trump's plan to build a wall was right. We welcome those who want to join us in building the American dream. Immigrants who want to be Americans, not change America. We're a stronger nation because we're a nation of immigrants, but immigration without assimilation makes us weaker. Politicians from both parties talk big about border security and do nothing. We're done with that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? A lot of people say they want open borders, but they haven't even considered or don't care about the consequences. Most Americans are compassionate, but know that if America is overrun, there won't be any liberty left to protect, let alone to share. Funny how politicians are more worried about the Ukrainian border with Russia than our own borders. Here are some comments that were made by Senator Scott. He said, "No one will enter without our permission. We lock our doors at night, not because we hate the people on the outside, but because we love the people on the inside and want to keep them safe. Many potential immigrants love America. Those who do not will not be allowed to come here. This is our country, and no one has a right to come to America. Immigrants will not be eligible to collect unemployment benefits or welfare for the first 7 years after arriving in the U.S. We will strip all federal funding from sanctuary cities and prosecute any elected officials who flout our immigration laws. We oppose cultural segregation. We believe in the melting pot, where people from many backgrounds go all in on becoming Americans, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. As long as we apply the principle of being colorblind from point number 3, this policy should not be viewed as racist. But some will claim that it is. I, for one, think it makes good sense. We should welcome immigrants from all backgrounds as long as they want to contribute to and participate in the American dream. Otherwise, if you don't want to be part of America, find a land that suits you. Where I come from, we say, don't California my Texas. After all, when people leave where they live in search of a better life, it makes no sense to remake your new home just like the one you had to leave. I think point number 4 is balanced and workable. So let's turn to point number 5, economy and growth. The plan says socialism is un-American and always leads to poverty and oppression. We will stop it. We will shrink the federal government, reduce the government workforce by 25% in 5 years, sell government buildings and assets, and get rid of the old, slow, closed, top-down, government-run everything system we have today. Let me start by saying that I 100% agree. Free economies perform better. Truly free economies correct the maldistribution of wealth problem. It's crony capitalism with big governments that cause the problems. Socialism and communism only lead to misery. The historical record is quite clear on this. Senator Scott says socialism will be treated as a foreign combatant which aims to destroy our prosperity and freedom. Yes! We will apply the do it better test. If American business can serve the American people better and cheaper than government, the work goes to them. No government assistance unless you are disabled or aggressively seeking work. If you can work but refuse to work, you cannot live off the hard work and sweat of your fellow Americans. We'll balance the federal budget. It can be done. States do it all the time. Expedite all federal permit applications to be granted or denied within 30 days. All Americans should pay some income tax to have skin in the game, even if a small amount. Currently, over half of Americans pay no income tax. Basically, this is a plan for fiscal responsibility. We can't run outrageous deficits forever, regardless of what modern monetary theory says. Hidden in those points, however, is one that has half of Washington, D.C. upset. They're screaming, "Senator Scott wants to raise taxes." Does the plan call for tax hikes? Well, yes, in a sense. You see, a large percentage of Americans pay no income tax. They vote to soak the rich, even though they themselves have no skin in the game. This plan would seek to end welfare for anyone who would work instead. And it would require that all Americans pay at least something toward our government. With as much debt as we have, it only makes sense. I know I've always valued the things I have a little bit more if I share in the cost. If my parents paid for something and I was asked to contribute even a small percentage of that, I'd make sure we got the best deal and I took better care of it and I valued it. That's good stewardship. I think that's so-called liability is actually a benefit. Most Americans would rather see a stable and growing economy than get freebies that will run out when the economy collapses. Most are willing to pitch in and help. Let's think the best of our fellow Americans and let them do their part instead of making them feel like they're all freeloaders.